Hey, Andrea here. We are at Owen Park Neighborhood Community Garden in beautiful Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm here with Matt. Matt, what are we doing here today?
Well, today we are showing you how to make food for the rest of your life with sweet potatoes. We're going to make some paper pots. We're going to take some clippings from some sweet potatoes that we started back in March, and we're going to learn how to plant them and propagate them for the rest of your life.
Awesome. And so we've got his plants here, and we've got GP soils here, the best soil in the world.
It's really good.
Yeah.
What we're going to do is just basically get a cylinder here. We're going to make a paper pot using some paper that I found at a hardware store. We're going to cut that to a length just slightly bigger than the cylinder, and all I've done is kind of measured roughly like that. Take my pair of scissors and conjuring up my third grade arts and crafts class, which I've failed and still need remedial work on, make my cut. All right, Andrea, come on over here.
Okay.
You're gonna put that edge to that edge and just roll it on up onto there. Make a little pot.
Gotcha. And so why is this so important that people know about this?
Well, these pots are great because the sweet potatoes can propagate like crazy. So we can get, sweet potatoes into the hands of all kinds of people. And so this makes it easier where you can take this pot and you can drop it right into the ground, or you can use it to propagate even more slips. All right, so now you got that kind of in there. Shove that bottom down there, just get it nice and firm, and then slide out your piece of pipe.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah. Now we got our pot.
Fantastic.
Now we'll use some of that GP soil. It looks so beautiful. Makes me want to take a bath in the soil.
You might mention that grocery bags work as well.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. The grocery bags will work. In fact, we got some right here. Just a few additional cuts, and you can make pots any size that you want, bigger or smaller. They will all work. The slips, I would fill it all the way up, really close to the top there, because what's going to happen is that taproot, that initial root's going to want to grow long and straight, and so the more depth that you have, the happier the plant's going to be. So what we're going to do is we'll take a clipping from this vine, which is a morning glory, and will continuously grow.
Wow. Oops.
And we'll put that in here. We're going to keep that moist for about 2 weeks, and while the roots are getting filling out the pot there. So let's take some little clippers here. Just find any one of these slips here. You got one that's speaking to you?
I love that. That one's fine.
Okay. So I'm gonna just take a clipping. Let's go right about here. We'll make a nice long one. So just above a leaf. And now we have that. This is where the new roots are gonna start growing out.
Nice.
So all we're gonna do is drop it on the ground. And luckily it has a will to survive, so it'll just keep growing. I'm gonna just kind of push that down into the soil there. Get it nice and compacted. Get that soil compacted around that stem so that there's nice contact. And then we'll just keep it moist for about 2 weeks. The roots are going to start growing, so we won't see much here. Okay. And there's that initial transplant shock, so like tomorrow and maybe the next day it's going to kind of look a little wilty.
Yeah.
But as long as you're keeping that moist,
okay,
those roots are going to grow, and then eventually this vine's going to grow.
Okay.
So then we're going to take this whole thing and then dig a little hole,
wow,
put it into your garden. You can put it into a 5-gallon bucket full of soil, as long as it's draining, and you can just have yourself in about 200 days, right around Thanksgiving time, Sweet potatoes.
That's fantastic. And so I could have a little tray, a plastic tray underneath, and have this in the window for a few weeks at home. Just
That'll work too, as long
Okay.
as the moisture in the soil and the roots are good.
okay. So you could
Yeah.
have this indoors or outdoors, and then when do we want to plant it outside?
We could plant it today.
Oh, wow.
We can plant it right. You know, you could put it right away. Wherever you put it, though, the key is just keeping it nice and watered, particularly for the next couple of weeks. Now, the sweet potato is a heat-tolerant plant, and it doesn't. Once it's established, it's gonna do pretty good throughout the heat. These will spread. These are morning glories, and these vines can grow up to 10 feet, 15 feet, depending on the variety. One thing that might happen is as this vine is laying on the soil, it's going to want to grow some other roots
Oh, gotcha.
along there. So you have your main transplant and then all these vines. If you want to maximize your yield, you don't want those roots to grow. So you're going to pull that up, and then that way all the energy for the tuber or the sweet potato is going into the main roots. Otherwise, these little roots will kind of detract from that and try to grow their own
Gotcha.
tubers. Then in the fall, once you harvest, you put them in. You take the actual potatoes, don't wash them, dust them off, put them into a hot, humid place to kind of let them cure, so that the skins kind of get hard in kind of a scabby sort of way, or like as you see in the store where they're firm. And that way, then your potato is going to last you throughout the winter. And then then next spring, you can start your own slips. You just take the actual potato, and what we've done here is back in March, I took an actual potato and just buried it into some soil, and then next thing you know, you have tons of vines or slips growing everywhere.
So one sweet potato slip can feed you sweet potatoes for life.
It could. Yes, theoretically.
If we take good care of it.
As long as you take good care of it. Yep.
Okay.
So it's a perennial, it'll keep growing year after year.
Beautiful.
And just knowing that that's a possibility and how to do it, I thank you for, letting people know that that's a possibility.
Well, and with the rising costs of food and increasingly more and more, I think it's any opportunity to get nutrient-dense foods into the hands of people that can just not have it trucked across the country. You're growing it in your backyard in good soil, organic produce, and then one and done for free. That's fantastic.
Yes.
We need to know how to do this. So can I just plant this immediately into the ground?
So yeah, this is ready to go into the ground. You're going to have the roots coming out of where we made the cut. And to make it easier for the roots to get into the surrounding soil, I would suggest taking a knife and making a few slits here, maybe one on the bottom, keeping the integrity of the bag to where you can, drop it in. You could also actually transplant it like you would a other potted plant, but the paper makes it easy just to put it right in the ground, and some small cuts through here will give the roots easier access to the surrounding soil. And you'll want to prep that soil. It likes a sandier soil, generally speaking, as long as it has a good compost in it and it's loose. So that's but it's pretty hardy. It'll grow in a lot of different types of soil.
Awesome. Well, if you want to make your own sweet potato plant that you can take home and produce more sweet potatoes with year after year, join us next Saturday, June 15th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. For more information and to sign up for free to attend our event, click the link.
We'll see you there.